I served in 6 areas, throughout my mission, and I shared it equally. So 3 in the Eastern Cape and 3 in the Western Cape. And the Eastern Cape, I started in an area called Port Elizabeth, and it is known as the Windy City. It's very windy over there. The weather, the change in weather from Ghana to South Africa was kind of a surprise for me, because although I know Ghana is close to the equator, very hot and humid, but I didn't think South Africa would be as cold as I experienced. So it was cold for me, although the state is, being in the state is also is colder than South Africa, but Port Elizabeth was very windy and was very calm, compared to Cape Town. I'll talk about Cape Town later, but in terms of driving on the street, was very calm, and the people over there, many of them have their own cars, the personal cars they travel with, but others also use the public transport, and the taxis, which are the minibuses here. They call the minibuses over there taxis. So that's some of the means of transportation from some of them. There are a lot of African people or people from all over Africa in South Africa. South Africa is like the London of Africa or something. So I think people from Zimbabwe, people from Zambia, Namibia, Malawi, you'll find all those, people over there. And these people, don't have their own cars, many of them, because they are there for work. And, they are it's kind of where black people live most and where white people live most. So where the black people live most called the townships. So that's where you will not find any white person living in a township, and they call the white people over the Mulungu. So that's the language that they speak in Xhosa language. So Eastern Cape was kind of a very calm area, or a very calm, province, if I will compare it to the Western Cape. So I served in Port Elizabeth for 4.5 months, and then was transferred to Mdantsane, which is in the Eastern Cape. It's still in the Eastern Cape, but it's close to a city called East London. Okay, and I was working only in the township. So when I was in Port Elizabeth, I have half town and half townships. Okay, but in Mdantsane, it was typically township. So I don't know if you know what the township is, but kind of similar building all over. And let me say, all blacks live there. Okay, and kind of sketchy sometimes, but the people are loving. One of the most loving people you find in South Africa will be in the township. They don't have much, but they always want to share the little that they do have. Okay, they always want to share. That's the culture of South Africa. They will always want to offer you something, as long as you enter their house. They are willing to share. And I really love that from the township. Sometimes you realize the condition of the person, that you don't have much, but you still want to share with me. That's I think they have that kind of love, and it's part of them. It's part of their culture.